Hey everybody, so here we are today at the Manhattan Beach Botanical Garden. You can see here it's got an actual waterfall here. Waterfalls for the pollinators. You hear that wonderful sound? See the sunflowers in the distance. It's got to be one of the world's largest bee hotels for the mason bees. Our native bees, Artemisia. And particularly today, I wanted to talk about why harvest rainwater. We affectionately call this the butterfly hut. We have tools in here, we have paperwork in here. And you can see the roof is slanted. And so we'll go around to the other side. And as you notice, see it's bigger on one side and then small over there. And the reason for that being is that the water, it falls on both sides of the roof. If you stand far enough from it, it actually looks like butterfly wings. And the water falls down into a pipe that goes into this rain barrel. So all the water's trapped. 50 gallons of water. Now, how long would it take to fill up that rain barrel? Seconds, maybe minutes, but it could be even seconds if it rains hard enough. So what happens to the rest of the water? 50 gallons fills up in no time. Well, what happens is that with each rain barrel, there's an overflow. So as the water fills up from the bottom, it goes up, 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 up. And then if this is called an overfill. If you didn't have this, it would just keep filling up here. It would bubble over and it would spill. You'd lose all this water. So the overflow, as soon as it filled up to capacity, it goes into this pipe here, and this pipe leads to over here. This is there's inside of here, there's a sump pump. So the pump goes off when it gets filled up. You can see you can actually use this as a regular, you can actually get the water, you put the spigot at the bottom, put a hose to it, open the knob, and there you have it. You have rainwater. Also, we have it strapped down. You can see there's a strap there, because if we have an earthquake, you don't want this hundreds of gallons of heavy tube rolling somebody out flat like a pancake. So I mentioned that this is where the overflow goes to. Now, before these bricks were installed, we actually had laid pipe and piped the pump pushes the water all the way over here into this pipe, and it goes into this big, probably 6.5 foot tall structure. This is a 530 gallon rainwater catchment system. It's made by Bushman. So there it is, and you can kind of gauge how much it comes out of a wall that's probably 2 feet out of a wall. That's the other side. So it's a pretty clean unit, but 530 gallons. Likewise, you can put a big hose down there. However, the proper way to do it is to just attach a pump. So what we did down here is we attached this Bushman pump. And so you attach the hose to this hose bib, you press a button, and it turns on, and the system goes on, and it gives you hose pressure to the equivalent of a real hose bib, but it gives you about 30 minutes worth. So imagine that. Now, what are some of the reasons that you want to use rainwater in addition to city water? Well, think about it. In order for city water to be usable, drinkable, has to at least be drinkable if it comes out of your faucet. It's got to be really clean. The only way to keep it clean and have it travel hundreds of miles is to put chlorine or chloramines. There's actually quite a bit of stuff in city water that is deemed safe, but again, chlorine, if you had a choice between chlorine and no chlorine for your plants anyway, it's really detrimental to plants. You definitely want to use the non-chlorine. And so the Manhattan Beach Botanical Garden here is a 30-year-old Actually, it's the only native coastal botanical garden in Southern California, probably all of California. It's got really cool things here, like here, and it has signs too. There's the 4 o'clock or the wishbone bush. It's kind of a ground cover. Here's the California sagebrush. If you were to ask indigenous people for hundreds of years what was their pharmacy, this would be it, or at least one of the plants in it. So you can see it's fall now. We're in November, so things are kind of falling asleep for the winter, kind of going into hibernation stage. Trees are starting to lose their leaves, like these California sycamores, but it's a good place to visit. Pollinators are just like on fire here because this is one of the best food sources for pollinators in the whole South Bay. If you want to help the pollinators and help the planet, you're actually going to plant native plants, and this is mostly what we've got going on here. So I want to give thanks for your visiting, and just show you why it's important to use rainwater and how it's done and how it's set up. It's a really fabulous system. Next time it rains, this thing will fill up 530 gallons. We save almost 600 gallons here with the other 50-gallon container. We'll do some demonstrations on how this stuff really works. Mike from EnviroScape LA signing off. Thanks for joining. Take care.